Greetings, everybody. This is Winnie Wriggle, and welcome back to Edentech. We are in episode 9, and we left off last episode by having crafted some of the basic requirements for refined storage. This episode is all about spectacular storage. I'm actually going to walk you through setting up a refined storage system. We've crafted most of the parts we're going to need, but for anyone who was wondering, like, how do I put these things together to make remote storage and my main control area, and what blocks do I need, and help me, Winnie. Okay, so we're going to do that today. So we're going to replace our beautiful, lonely crafting table with an actual refined storage system. Okay, I'm going to show you what we've done in preparation. So here's our little underground area. I have made, since we're going to hook up our storage, so that's that crafting table I was just pointing at. So we've made an access tunnel underneath the crafting table because in order to have remotely connected storage systems, you have to connect them remotely. And we are going to put our storage systems in the prefab workshop building that we made pretty from the outside last time. So in each corner, we'll have a different kind of storage. We will have our bling with our compacting drawers so that we can access our blocks and ingots and nuggets. For each of those, we might have a group for just blocks like wood and cobblestone and things like that. We'll have an area for all kinds of organic things that are not included in our mob farm. And then I'm going to have Silenced Gems have its own storage area since there's so many different pieces to that mod that need to be stored. In addition to main storage, I've also gone ahead and made an access tunnel that will let us connect up our mob farm storage. So if you remember, above us is our mob farm, which I should probably turn back on because we need the goodies. They get produced here. Yep, there we go. The only thing I've done in here that's different from last time, I moved the drawer controller to the bottom of the array. So as long as this is touching at least one of the storage drawers, so I just flipped it out. And we can now access it from the back. So we still have it hooked up to our item conduits from Ender.io, so it's getting all the items as we kill mobs, but we also needed a place to connect up the refined storage system to it. So we left it there and we left a place to do that. So let me run back and grab the parts and pieces we're going to need to connect this all up, and we'll be right back. Okay, we are taking inventory. First, we're going to remove our crafting table, and let's start with the very basics. I pointed out last time that in order to have a refined storage system, you need a controller, you need a crafting grid or a plain grid. We like crafting grid because we want to be able to craft. You also need a disk drive and a storage disk, a place to store things. So we're going to set this up. The only thing in a refined storage system that needs power is the controller. And as long as you either have things connected via cable or touching the controller, they will all take power from one another. So it's kind of a multi-block system. So I added a little power line from our power source here. So now our controller has power. Nothing's hooked up to it, so it's not using any RF per tick. As soon as we add anything, it will. So we want... First, we want a place to store things. So I'm just setting the drive on top. And you can see if you right-click the controller, and now it's registering the disk drive, which is free. Doesn't cost you any RF or tick. As soon as I put a 64K storage disk in there, it costs 1 RF per tick to just have that in there. And then we're going to stick the crafting grid on top, and it lights up so we know we can access it. And when we right click this, you can see this is where we're going to see the things that are stored. And then there's a crafting area right here. And as we craft, stuff can be picked up over on the right. So if we right click the controller one more time, you can see both the crafting grid and the disk drive that are connected are costing us a total of 5 RF per tick just to sit there. So if for some reason you don't have sufficient power to handle that slow drain, you can always change the controller and any of the pieces to only work with a redstone signal. So now it's off unless I have a lever or a pressure plate or something to turn it on. Pressure plate works really well if you can walk up and it'll turn itself on. Even if the power goes out, if you have stuff stored on the storage disk, you're not going to lose the items. They will live on the storage disk. Okay, so let's pull some of the items we're going to need. So we're going to set up some external storage. So we need these external storage connectors. And they're not terribly expensive. They're a destruction core, an improved processor, and a construction core. Plus piece cable, a couple of quartz enriched iron. The destruction cores, all of these are made with a basic processor plus something else. So this one's nether quartz, this one is glowstone, and the improved processor is our raw improved processor, which is just gold, redstone, silicon, and the processor binding in a furnace. So we've made a bunch of that in advance. In fact, I'm going to take all of these crafting components for refined storage, and let's go ahead and stick them in the storage system. I'm just going to hold down shift, and I'm shift clicking the items into the storage system. So now they're here, accessible. And if we look at our disk, it says there are 147 items out of 64,000 that are stored. Make sense? Okay, so let's pick up everything else. We're going to need drawer controllers. This is how you tell, just like we did for our mob system. That's how we're going to tell the arrays of drawers to talk to one another. We're going to need the external storage connectors to tell this controller that there are additional storage areas out there. We need cable to connect everything. I think I have enough cable. I'm going to use packing tape from storage drawers because we're going to want to move some of our storage drawers here over to the area I've prepared. So we'll get more packing tape. We'll deal with those later. We want the upgrade templates. We want the compacting drawers and basic drawers. I'm going to leave some of the stuff here in the refined storage system, like the upgrade templates and the glass and basic drawers. So you can see all I'm doing is shift clicking and the items are getting added. Now we have 345 items. So theoretically, I could just put everything we have in all of these crates into the storage system, and we probably wouldn't even fill up that 64K. But I'm anticipating using other items from the mods that we have available, and eventually our resources are going to far exceed that 64K disk drive. So in my opinion, it's better to separate out different storage areas for things that you're going to have multiples of. Like we're going to have thousands of iron ingots and thousands of gold ingots and thousands of cobblestone. And we don't want that taking up memory on that 64K disk drive, but we do want it accessible through the system. So we're going to connect them up with external storage connections. So let's go make the first one of those. And yeah, we'll just go right across the way. It's winter here, by the way, in game. Isn't that nice? It's been snowing a lot. Go to our storage building. And I think let's just over here say that this is going to be where we set up. I'm just put a block down so I can set down a drawer controller. Just like that. And then for this one, this is where we're going to store all of our bling. So all of our ingots, all of our metals, ingots, blocks, nuggets of stuff. And to do that, we're going to use compacting drawers. So just like any other storage drawer array, you just want to make sure that your drawers are all touching. And we want to use trim. That's trim in the corner so that I can turn the corner with a compacting drawer and add more of them to the array. Da, da, da. I guess let's go one more. And I made them one out from the wall because I feel like you should be able to access your drawer controller from more than one side. So I think that will be good and sufficient for now. We might add another 4. We have a lot of metals. There's a lot of stuff. We're also going to use our drawer keys, just like we did with the mob farm, to lock all of these. And then put the quantity visible. We can't see it yet, but we will once we start putting metals in here. Okay, we're also going to do the same thing right over here. Let's do this for our blocks, things like wood and cobble and all of that stuff. And in this case, we're still going to use a drawer controller to control the whole mess of stuff. So we got to set one of those down. But in this case, we're just going to use a bunch of basic drawers. And I've chosen the dark oak because it's cool. You can see the stuff in the drawers pretty easily. And again, we're going to use our dark oak trim to go around this corner. So all the trim does is it allows you to connect drawers, right? You could put storage drawers back there, but you wouldn't be able to access them. So it's better to use the trim. And this is probably going to be a pretty big array. Well, I think that's probably good. Drawer controller can control up to 12 drawers in any direction. It might be 16, but let's go with 12 to be safe. Okay, so now we have these 4 drawer controllers and we want to hook these up to our refined storage system. Very easy. We're going to use our external storage connection and just boop, slap them on the bottom of the drawer controllers, right? One there, one there. That's why I left this room blank, because it's just going to be full of wires. And then we're going to connect all of these up. And the goal is to get it out this door, right? So there's that one. There's that one. And that one. So all 4 of those drawer controllers are hooked up to these cables, and we're going to run these cables all the way down this hallway to our refined storage controller. So that way it can read. That way the system knows that it has access to those items. I think I made this so you can still walk under here. Yes. It's very good. This is right below our gardens. So there's a little touch and go with height there. Oh, I hope I have enough cables. Let's hope so. Ooh, they're glass. They break. Don't fail me now, Minecraft math. I think we're gonna barely have enough. Oh, I got it. Yep. 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 There it is. There's our controller. So we just want to hook a cable to the bottom of it. You don't need any special connector to it. You just run a cable out of it. So now those 4 external storage groups should show up. So we have 4 external storages. Each of those costs 1 RF per tick. All of the cable that's connected to them. And then the other pieces that we've already talked about, the grid and the disk drive, right? So we know we have successfully connected those 4 external storage drawers to our system. Yay! So now we're going to go fill those storage systems with the items from our crates here. And let's start with bling. So in order to do this, it is easier to go fill the storage drawers by hand. I know that sounds crazy, but it is. So we are going to I'm just going to do the bling one as an example so I can show you the compacting drawers. In order to move a crate without losing its contents, you need to make something called a storage crate keeper and put it in there. So we put the storage crate keeper in this crate and everything in here will stay in here when I break it, which is nice. There it is. And then I'm going to take this item duct and these servos in case we need them. So you can see right now in our storage system, the only thing we have is the stuff I manually put in here, some of the crafting components for refined storage. Let's run over to our new storage building, to the place where we're going to store our ingots. I'm going to set down, once I set this down, I can't pick it back up again without losing all the items, right? So now I've locked all these drawers, so I can't put anything in here, right? Not through the controller. I can only put it in by doing it manually. So we'll start with iron. So I can put all the iron blocks and all the iron ingots, and you can see how much iron we have access to. So I'm going to take everything out of here and put it in a drawer, a compacting drawer, and then we'll be right back. And we're back, and I have put most of the items into the storage array, and now when we right click on our crafting grid, we can see all of the ingots and blocks, etc. from our bling chest that I've put in here, as well as some items from the bling chest that I started putting in the other storage drawers. And you can sort these by quantity or the name or the ID. And we'll go take a look at the storage areas. There are also going to be a set of items that I'm just going to throw in the storage system because I don't think they need to be in a storage drawer. I also came back here because I need some more compacting drawers. There we go. And you can clear the crafting area. I don't want to just throw stone in here. We're going to move the stone that we have, as well as the cobble and the sand and stuff, over into our storage building. I'll probably do that offline as well. Okay, so now I have some compacting drawers, and let me go show you what our set of full drawers looks like. We're not quite done. I need more drawers because there's stuff here like the coal and whatnot that can go in a compacting drawer. And we need it to do that. Ta-da! I'm going to get out my key and unlock and relock everything by using the drawer controller. And that way those new compacting drawers that I just put down are also locked. I'm going to do the same thing with the quantity. I advise you, if you're not in here actively looking at stuff, to keep your quantities turned off, as it can cause a little bit of lag to have the numbers visible, just depending on how big your systems are. I'm going to leave them right now because they're so cool looking. We can see how much stuff we have. But here, I'll show you an example of things that I've started to put in drawers. Like there's a place for books. The stuff like glass we're gonna have a ton of as we kill mobs. Some of the mob drops, I should probably put those in the mob farm. Whatever, let's put sulfur in here because it's sitting here. Chests, sure. Pistons, probably not. Stone, definitely, but we'll move that later. And then as we need to upgrade the drawers to hold different quantities, I will make some of those emerald upgrades. A fully upgraded 2x2 basic drawer will hold 28,000 of each item. 28.6, I think, of each item. That is with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 emerald upgrades and 1 void upgrade. So you always want to put a void upgrade because there's going to be automation eventually that will be populating the storage system. So we will automatically mine for resources using void miners and then automatically process them and have them automatically go into the storage system so we don't have to do any of that manually anymore. So let's put our coal in here. Ta-da! That's a nice amount of coal. And then I also want to put the blaze powder and blaze rods because I think that... Oh, nope, they don't do a thing. Nope. Okay. Give me those. There we go. Okay, you have to put them all back in and pull them on out. Okay, yeah. Okay, so lock them all again. Quantify them all again. And guess what? Blaze rods and blaze powder are now a candidate to go over here. So there's blaze rods and all the blaze powder. So that is how you set up a remote storage arrays using storage drawers with your refined storage system. Pretty cool, right? Okay, let me finish doing all of this and organizing all of our storage, and then I will come back and show you the end result. Welcome back, everybody. We are well on our way to having a completed storage solution for our entire base. The last thing we need to do is hook up the mob farm drops. So we're gonna take our... I've made an entrance so we can get there from the mob farm. Look at the beautiful snow at night. Yeah, it makes FPS a little crazy, but it's pretty. So we run down here. Remember I said I had moved the drawer controller to the bottom so that we could access it from our tunnel. So we are going to throw an external storage connector to the bottom. They're very loud. And then we're going to bring this, I made a little cutout so we could still walk in here while we connect it up. There we go. And it's got to go down this little step. And then we'll just connect it all the way down. Make sure I don't miss anything. Oop, nope, nope. I had to make a few extra cables. We only had about 20 left after the last run we did. And I think the room is right here. That's it! Ta-da! All storage connected! Yay! So let's run, take a look. Here's what it looks like upstairs. I've started some of the organic stuff over here. This is all the miscellaneous blocks plus strange things we have a lot of, like books and glass, etc. These are all of our bling, ingots, blocks, and nuggets. I also put slime over here because it also compacts from balls into blocks, which is nice. And anything else that does that, like the mineral, etc. And then I'm not even sure we're going to need this last storage setup. I think we have plenty of room. Oh, I was going to put silence gems in there. Okay, I'll do that offline because it is exactly the same steps. So now that we've hooked up our mod storage, let's go over here and take a look at what we have. I'm going to drop these cables back in here by shift clicking. So you can see we have cobblestone. Here's all the stuff over in the mob farm. The money, the good old currency mob, the rotten flesh, the bones, the string. So that's great that we could see all of the mob drops. Spider's eyes, all kinds of good stuff. So yes, now we have all of our storage for us in one place. So I can craft anything from here, which is pretty amazing. That is nice. I do still have some organics to deal with, not many, just some seeds and stuff. These are actually, you can use these for a lot of things. You can use them for power. I just haven't figured out what to do. And we have some long-term storage for farmed items that I need to work out. It'll probably all go over in the organics area. Because remember, we have our little gardening building over here. And I don't think we need another remote storage area. I think I'm just going to move this all the cactus and all the stuff we've been growing. I'm just going to move it over to the organics area in the main storage building, which is good. And we'll do that for anything we grow subsequently over in that building. Oh, I almost forgot. I did do a lot of resource gathering while I was not on camera. And so look at how cool this is. We just chuck our ores in here and it magically goes into the correct place in our storage system. I love that. It says, oh, look, you already have iron ingots here. Let's just add it to that. That's so awesome. Let's check our storage. Okay, great. We've only used about 1,700 of our 64K storage disks, so we are in great shape. In fact, I could just throw all this in there, but we're not going to because I'm like that. Okay, next step. One of the magic things about refined storage is that you can access it from anywhere if you have a portable crafting grid. So here they are. So we have a wireless grid and I want a wireless crafting grid. We need a wireless transmitter and you have to put this on a cable. And then I think, oh, we need upgrades for the wireless system itself. So with refined storage, what we're going to need is to make blank upgrades and then turn those into range upgrades. So a blank upgrade is just improved processors and quartz enriched iron. And I know that we will need 4 of these because that's the most upgrades you can put. And then we want range upgrades, which is ender pearls and a blank upgrade. In fact, I'm going to put these back in here. So we need 4 range upgrades. And we'll be able to insert them into the wireless transmitter. And in fact, what we're going to do is take some cable. You can also search this. Mighty convenient. And I want to get rid of that because I want some cable to come up here. And I want to put my wireless transmitter. And if I right click it, you'll see you can turn it on and off with redstone. Right now the range is 16 blocks. If I put 1 upgrade in it, we get 24. 2 gives you 32. 3 gives you 40. And then 4 gives you 48 blocks. You can also put remote transmitters, and we'll do it over in the other building. You can extend the range for your wireless system. Oh, the other thing you have to do is take your wireless grid and shift right click it to link it to the controller so that when you right click, see now I can be out here. How cool is this? I can be out here and I can get anything out of storage that I need. It's pretty awesome, right? We should be able to make this a wireless crafting grid. Just a second, let me look this up. I found it! Okay, wireless crafting grid. It was just hiding. It's refined storage add-ons. So that's actually the thing that we want. So we need a crafting grid, which means we need a grid. So we'll do the rat hole of make the machine casing. Nope. Make a grid. Make a crafting grid. Make a wireless crafting grid. So I'm going to put my wireless grid away. And then we do the same thing. I think we shift right click to link it to a controller. Yep. And now we have crafting on the fly. And our range is 48 blocks. It's fantastic. So I don't think we can use it when we're over here. So we'll add, yep. But anywhere around the base, within 48 blocks of the base, I can pull this puppy. I can also put stuff in storage from here. That's the best part. So no matter where I am in base, like I'm about farming and we have all of our stuff in the farm where I can store it, I can just take it out of my inventory and throw it in the storage system without having to go into the workshop. It's pretty magical. Okay, that has been our super spectacular storage episode. Thank you all for joining me. If you liked the episode, please leave a like. If you'd like to keep up with what's going on in the channel, feel free to subscribe. And remember, as always, you are the shiny stuff that awesome is made of. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.